And alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the self-developed YouTube channel. Yes, this is a completely different setup. We are here in the office right now, guys. You've probably never seen this before. Yes, this is the tapestry. We got the good old pillow. We have the laptop, guys. And today, or I believe moving forwards, to change up the channel a bit, we are going to be reacting to modern day red pill garbage. Excuse my French, but you guys know that I've had a beef with the red pill for a very long time, simply because as I've moved closer towards pursuing truth and Christ, you realize there is a dissonance, and that's exactly what's happening. I couldn't tell you what, guys, but as of the past few weeks and months, it's just exploded. So I figure, you know what? Change up the content. The channel's obviously not getting a lot of views anyway, so hopefully this is a win-win for myself, you guys, but most importantly, the world moving forwards, because I do not want these videos to just be pointing fingers, but instead looking for solutions. So, with that said, guys, this video is definitely late. I'm reacting to the Whatever podcast with Jay Waller and Lila Rose. Now, when this first came out, I was shocked. And I was so glad, not because of any one individual, again, throwing them under the bus, I really don't care, but just because this finally showcased the red pill in its purest form. The self-worship, the adultery, the sin, the greed, it was just on full display, and I literally could not be happier. I sent it to everyone in my community, and I wish I reacted to this earlier, but better late than never. So if you guys haven't seen this, it's on the Whatever podcast, but this is with Jay Waller, who is, you could say, Andrew Tate's best friend, right? Kind of representing the red pill and its ideology. And then we have Lila Rose, who's much more, I don't know her personally, but more of a conservative, from what it seems, pro-life, pro-marriage, more biblical masculinity or femininity in women. So let's take a look, guys. I'm recording on the laptop here. I'm going to give my 2 cents, which again can hopefully help you guys. All right, let's begin.
Justin, do you ever see yourself getting married?
No, not on paper. No, absolutely not. I believe in love and marriage and in regards to taking care of a woman fully and your responsibilities as a father and a provider and protector, 100%. In fact, I think that's probably what's broken about the world. But in regards to letting the state get into all my businesses that took me over a decade to build, absolutely not, no.
Yeah, okay, so first and foremost, guys, I 100% agree with that statement. This is probably the biggest beef that red pill has, right, against marriage, and for that reason of, you know, if you're working so hard to build your assets, you don't want to potentially ruin that by getting a divorce. I 100% hear this. The stat of divorce, guys, is about 50%, and yes, 80% are initiated by women, but this is why I make it very clear, now moving closer towards Christ, the importance of vetting and courtship. Guys, we have to be celibate till marriage, and I've taken a vow over the past year plus of doing just that. Why? So we can be sober and vigilant. This is 1 Peter 5:8. Guys, if we're just out fornicating and hooking up with all these girls, what makes you think you're going to choose the right woman when it comes to being your wife? You're not thinking clearly. You're thinking with your head down there. And no wonder the divorce rate's so high. No wonder the promiscuity rate's so high.
How do you think you're going to get to the place of that marriage you want? With that family and that lifelong love that you just talked about?
I didn't say I didn't have family or children. I just said I'm running your business.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Do you... Justin has
I
enemies.
might have multiple family.
Oh.
You never know. I might like family more than you. So much I have 5.
Do you think that's a good thing to have multiple families?
I think it's good if there's one dad and there's not a bunch of step-parents involved, and the dad can be the hero, and those 5 families live a 10x better life than they would have otherwise. Yes, ma'am, I do.
But you don't think that it will be ultimately an opportunity for jealousy or disharmony amongst
women? Are always going to be jealous. What's changed
I'm not
about that?
jealous in
Women
my
have been
marriage.
jealous all the way through time.
Right, so there's a perfect example. I'm obviously not going to watch the whole thing because I have seen this, but a huge misconception or another plot that they try to sell you guys, the red pill, is that men can go out and cheat, women of course can't, and that's because, you know, men are emotionless, stoic creatures. They can have sex with whoever and, I don't know, not catch any emotion, no soul tie, no jealousy, but women will, right? Like you said, well, women are always jealous, and I understand that logic. Having sexual experience will affect women's pair bonding more so than men, but after coaching thousands of guys, this is absolutely cap. Men get, I would even argue, more addicted than women do to women through soul ties, through these connections, and yes, men release oxytocin when they ejaculate. How do we know this? Look at the rise of simp culture through the subscription of OnlyFans, Pornhub, hookup culture. Men nowadays are completely simps, and that goes back to the first point of what I said before. We must be sober and vigilant. By us continuously fornicating with all these women, which is what the red pill promotes, men are becoming more addicted. They're losing their frame. They're guys, it becomes very twisted and distorted where you begin to believe certain paradigms that absolutely make zero sense, and you'll be able to see as the podcast goes on.
I'm jealous in my marriage.
I don't care about your marriage.
Right? Right? I'm not jealous in my marriage, so it kind of seems like right now she's the masculine, stoic one, right? Red pill doesn't make sense.
Mine. Well, my life is going to be, so I don't answer to you. So that's my answer. I'm going to run my situation exactly how I want to. And generally, when I do that, that's when I have the most happiness, let's say, in my life. So
I just want to chime in one more thing and I'll let the video run. I find it very interesting that Red Pill bashes feminism, right? Women just doing whatever they want because it makes them feel happy. Yet, ironically, it sounds like he's doing the exact same thing. Well, you know, I don't care how many families this screws up, the population, society, marriage, etc., as long as I'm happy, right? So Red Pill is male feminism, which I've made very clear to you guys. It completely shits on itself, and excuse my language, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyways, I'll let this play for a bit.
And you would want that for your daughters?
yeah. I live my life unapologetically on my terms. So if my daughters that are overly spoiled and educated in every way and have friends all over the world and world traveled in the best schools in the world, if they have a problem with me at the end of the day, then they can kick rocks too. I'm not going to simp for my daughters. I'll love them fully. But if they grow up and turn into a person that doesn't want to get in line with me, or look, here's my goal as a parent: teach my children how the world works, give them the skills so they can live on their own terms, and give them choice. If they choose not to make me part of their life after I've given them those things, I've still succeeded as a father.
So here's the thing, I completely agree with that. I understand, you know, I'm not a father, but I do coach hundreds, if not thousands of men, especially younger guys at my gym. I'm more or less a father figure, and I do plan on having children. Guys, a huge part of being a father or a leader or a role model is presence. And I'm not sure how present, you know, Justin is in his kids' lives. Maybe he's very present, but the reality is, guys, is if your kids are seeing you out and about, flirting and just being promiscuous with multiple women, how do you think that's going to affect the child? Even if the child is raised in an abundant family, you know, they have a roof over their head, like you said, they're traveling, they're in limos or whatever that is, but they're understanding, right? Think of young boys and daughters, that their father is not being loyal. How do you think that's going to affect them growing up, right? And we know this because when the father is absent, you can search all this up. Every single negative stat skyrockets. Obesity, poverty, crime rate, the list goes on, guys. It's actually crazy.
I guess I'm asking if you're comfortable answering, obviously, but are you wanting to be a role model for your kids? Is that part of
1,000%. A father should show up in every way for his children. I think I'll be better than most fathers, regardless of how many children I have. I might have 100.
But you think part of being a role model, it's okay for your kids not to know even your relationship status with their own mom?
They will know the relationship status with me and their mother.
But you have other relatives with other women, too.
What does that have to do with anything?
But I'm just wondering if you think...
I haven't even said that. I'm just saying, like, if I want to, I will.
This is male feminism. This doesn't make sense, guys. Part of being a masculine figure is sometimes taking the bullet for the greater good of society. So you know what? Maybe that means I'm not going to be talking to 5 women at once, because if I'm choosing to be deliberate through being a leader with my children or my community, I understand that by hunkering down or to being loyal to one woman, right? Although it may not be as fun on paper like the Red Pill endorses, it will raise stronger children, which will then ripple out and raise stronger grandchildren. And this, guys, you must understand, is how our society is built, right? The reason we're in this degenerate mess in the first place is because there have been certain narratives propagated to both men and women to be promiscuous, to avoid the nuclear family, to forget about having kids. That's a, you know, it's a burden, A, B, C, D, and this is why we're in such a huge mess where, you know, individuals that are so esteemed, right, like Tate or this guy, so many of you guys follow him, yet their house it's built on sand. It doesn't make sense. When you break it down a little bit, it's a glass wall. Do you understand it? Again, I have nothing against the guy. I'm sure he means well. I'm just being completely logical with the argument at hand.
That's a problem for your daughter to know that about their dad. That he has multiple mistresses.
That's up to my daughter, man.
Yeah. So honestly, guys, I think I'm going to finish this video here. I'll keep this pretty short. You can see the fruit of Red Pill in its purest form. This entire clip is like over 21 minutes long, where they're going back and forth. But I just showed you 2.5 minutes. I'll finish this here. Red Pill does not work, guys. It does not make sense. It's anti-marriage. It's anti-children. It is completely satanic. It's anti-Christian. And the way to fix this, guys, is to come back to biblical masculine principles. This is chastity. This is following Christ. This is gaining resources to build a stronger society. already. Whether you choose to have a family or not, I'll be brutally honest with you guys, I may be single and celibate to the day I die. But what matters, guys, is being intentional with your energy. It's being deliberate. It is picking up your cross and following Christ. What do you think that means to pick up your cross? Do you think that means to always just have fun? It's you? That, by definition, is what being a child is. Christ was the ultimate epitome of this because he took the blows for everyone and he was a sinless man. This is what it is to be like Christ. I know it's not always easy. I know it's not always fun, but through personal experience, by picking up this cross and, turning down these fleshy desires, my spirit and my sense of fortitude has only grown stronger, and it is the most fulfilling thing, and I truly believe this is what it is to be a man. So shout outs to Lila Rose, man. She is a legend, man, and I just find it so funny and ironic that it's like red pill masculine guys always say all women are emotional and illogical and all over the place, yet it was completely backwards here, and that is because Lila's house was built on the rocks and Justin's house or logic was built on the sand. So that is that, guys. I'm going to finish this video here. I hope you all enjoyed. I plan on doing tons more of these if you guys enjoy them. There are a lot of topics right now that are really coming out, and again, I'm going to be talking about more political events. I'm going to be talking about red pill. I'm going to be talking about tons of things, guys, really just revolving around picking up your cross, following God, being better men, and staying away from degeneracy. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I'll finish it here with the final plugs. If you guys are interested and would like to work with me on a personal level at anything of what I talked about in today's video, or on a more practical level, improving things like your fitness, business, mindset, and relationships, picking up your cross and being a more biblically masculine man, there is always one-on-one coaching, guys. You can book yourself a spot below, and the step down is the workshop. This is group coaching, guys. We are going live very soon this Sunday, upcoming today. Recording this, it is Tuesday, so if you guys are interested, make sure to book yourself a spot below. It's cheaper than one-on-one coaching, and we speak over the entire month. All right, guys, thank you so much. You can support Edge, coupon code Hammond, and let me know what you guys think about the style of videos below. Reaction, commentary, again, this is all to move forward, not to point fingers, but to be solution based. Thank you guys. Have an amazing day. Stay away from red pill and follow Christ. Till then, much love. Peace.